Now, police officers were today morning called in to the Nairobi Central SDA church to calm a situation in which worshippers nearly engaged in a physical fight. The drama, which could have turned ugly, by the way, is a culmination of long-standing issues with concerns of tribal undertones. A plan by one faction of the church leadership to excommunicate 15 congregants was met with fury by another opposing group. Leila Mohammed was outside the church where believers going to observe the Sabbath were locked out.
It was to be the weekly meeting with God and his people, but at the entrance, it was a meeting with locked gates and police officers as faithful came face to face with yet another phase of what some say is church politics.
We rejoice in the Lord and all will be well.
The Sabbath service at the Nairobi Central Seventh-day Adventist Church did not kick off.
Amen. Amen.
Journalists on the scene faced backlash from some who felt those who wanted to speak would not articulately express the burning matters at hand. The simmering pot coming to a boiling point, with tempers flaring over what they now say will divide the church.
Unfortunate, actually, what has happened, but we believe that it is going to come to an end to the glory of God.
The tussle has been cited as largely being about control of the church and resources, with the trouble skew to the push and pull. The SDA church at large is well resourced through congregants' givings and the institution's investments. In 2016, the church had a revenue of between 350 million to 1 billion shillings, according to the taxman's records.
We must solve it all. This problem has nothing to do with tribe. This problem has been brought about by people who have vested interests, one with the property of the church and with the leadership positions.
A week ago, part of the Nairobi Central branch leadership was blocked from excommunicating two members. This was further aggravated by a list in circulation which informed 15 members they were to no longer be part of the congregation. The church's rules state that the clerk should write to those affected, giving them a chance to explain themselves before the board. Once a resolution is passed, it goes through the committee of the entire church, which can veto or agree with the decision.
Issues that we have dealt with, and we did not expect the turn of event of this morning.
And the efforts of the regional commissioner through the Deputy County Commissioner Westlands have not borne any fruit.
One of the key causes of the dispute is the 2015 election of heads of the Central Kenya Conference of the SDA Church, under which the Nairobi Central Church falls. The fallout from the election saw the registration of a rival section, the Nairobi Cosmopolitan Conference, as a splinter of the Central Kenya Conference.
In agreement with the Westlands Sub-County Security Committee that church should remain closed until when they are able to solve their problems.
With heavy police presence at the church, worshippers moved to the St. George's Secondary School grounds to continue with their worship, while others gathered at another SDA church in the city. A week of prayer set to begin here today at the Nairobi Central SDA Church has been overshadowed by a dark cloud that is threatening to split the church into various factions. But according to the congregants, something has to be done to bring the Church of God together. Leila Mohammed, NTV, Nairobi.